Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Higher television ratings and increased attendance numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come from the league itself. It comes from the players who bring the action to the court. In Caitlin Clark's case, she was the most popular, which means she could have significantly boosted the bottom line.
You didn't want to, rather. You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people like Cheryl Swoops who didn't even want to mention her name.
Yet the league missed the opportunity to capitalize on that from the very beginning. Stephen A. Smith's critique is never subtle, and this time it was relentless. The sports commentator unleashed his thoughts on the WNBA and its leadership under Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, expressing the frustration that many fans and analysts have felt. This wasn't just about a questionable decision. It was a wake-up call about how one of the league's brightest stars, Caitlin Clark, was being neglected. Smith pointed out how the league was hesitant to promote Clark's talent, even questioning why she wasn't pushed for Team USA.
And everybody talking about other NBA and WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not?
The shocking part is how Clark's historic debut season drew record crowds and skyrocketed viewership. Yet the league didn't take full advantage of this momentum. Instead, the response from the WNBA was muted, leaving fans to wonder, can the league seize its potential, or will it continue to falter? This is just the beginning. Let's take a deeper look at why Stephen A. Smith's critique resonates. He wasn't just upset over one incident, but over a pattern of actions that ignored Clark's electrifying impact.
If you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours. But you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Wow.
How could the WNBA overlook its brightest star, especially when Clark's performances were drawing new fans and revitalizing the sport?
They decided that they were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this.
A recent example was when the WNBA celebrated Assist Week, but conveniently forgot to acknowledge Clark's record-breaking assist total. The league posted incorrect stats, which were later corrected after being fact-checked. Even her Rookie of the Year recognition was given with such minimal acknowledgement. It was just a phone call during a practice. How could a league that claims to support its stars drop the ball so severely?
It elevated television ratings, it elevated attendance, and it damn sure elevated franchise value. But now, something that y'all resisted talking about, opining about, acknowledge.
Smith's critique hit hard because it spoke the truth many fans and players felt but hadn't fully expressed. It wasn't just about recognition, it was about respect and a league's ability to foster growth. If the WNBA couldn't rally behind a star like Clark, what hope was there for other rising stars? Smith pointed out that this wasn't merely a marketing blunder. It reflected deeper structural issues in the league's leadership. The WNBA's hesitation to embrace bold moves and highlight star power was a sign of an organization that struggled to align its actions with the demands of modern sports.
Then are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlin Clark? So therefore even more attention could have come and y'all could have reaped the benefits? Now you're gonna do it anyway, and I get that, but you see my point?
Clark's influence was undeniable. Her games became must-watch events, yet the league didn't seem sure how to build on this momentum. Smith's argument emphasized how the WNBA's mismanagement could hurt its long-term growth. fans wanted: more transparency, a stronger promotion of their favorite stars.
Notice when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
And a sense that the WNBA was fully committed to elevating the sport. Without these elements, even the most promising seasons could fade into the background. Smith's call for change wasn't just a reaction, it was an urgent plea. The WNBA was at a crossroads, with Clark symbolizing the potential for the league. But would leadership take the necessary steps to capitalize on it? Then there's Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, who appeared on national TV. Many expected a voice of support for Caitlin Clark, but what they got were statements that left fans and analysts puzzled. Engelbert's words on 60 Minutes and CNBC were concerning. When asked about Clark's contributions, Engelbert responded by saying, "No league's ever about one player," deflecting focus from Clark's record-breaking season. This comment was an attempt to highlight the importance of team play, but in doing so, it dismissed Clark's unique impact on the league's growth. Engelbert's comments continued to puzzle fans when she discussed rivalries as the key to boosting viewership, shifting the conversation away from player safety and fair treatment. Fans took to social media, disappointed by her lack of recognition for a player who had reinvigorated the league. Engelbert's focus on rivalries seemed out of touch with the real concerns players were facing, such as inconsistent officiating and physical play that could harm their careers.
I said Caitlin Clark, rising tide lifts all boats. As much as her presence was maximized by the WNBA, you players could have done more to us.
As Smith pointed out, the league's reluctance to address these issues, especially player safety, was a major problem. Inconsistent officiating disrupted game flow and made it harder for players to stay safe. The WNBA needed to focus on fairness and integrity, not just the optics of rivalries. Fans wanted to see a fair game, not a spectacle of marketing-driven storylines. Clark's season highlighted this discrepancy.
Don't tell me Caitlin Clark gets a special whiff so ever again. One call was an ejection and the other was a common foul. Now, let's replay this one more damn time. So I can see right here. This was the exact same damn play. Look, same play, bro. Look at this. Are you serious? The rebound. Right here. Same play.
Crushed by Williams and
same play. Now, Grant Williams was ejected for that.
Despite breaking records and playing with unmatched athleticism, she received a disproportionate number of flagrant fouls. Smith's critique made it clear that the WNBA's inability to enforce fair officiating and prioritize player safety.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball.
Put not just Clark, but every player at risk. And it wasn't just about officiating. It was the perception of a league that was more focused on viewership numbers than player well-being. The WNBA had a unique opportunity to showcase Clark's rise.
This league could actually be that dense. Professional league, guys. We're not talking about a rec league. We're not talking about even a high school team. Nobody believes that anybody is that clueless.
But it fell short in both marketing and player advocacy. Fans were eager to support Clark, but the league's response was underwhelming. Merchandise sales that should have soared were limited, and promotions around her achievements were minimal. This highlighted a crucial issue. The league wasn't doing enough to capitalize on its brightest stars. Smith's words cut to the core of a broader issue within the WNBA.
With the WNBA playoffs, let's stay here. Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated.
The league's reluctance to embrace Clark's star power was a missed opportunity to elevate both the sport and its players. Beyond the marketing missteps, there were deeper issues that needed addressing. Issues that were putting player safety and the integrity of the game at risk. Caitlin Clark's breakout season wasn't just about individual achievement. It was a signal of what the WNBA could become with the right leadership. Yet the league's failure to fully recognize this moment left many wondering if it could ever truly capitalize on the potential that Clark and other rising stars represent. So, what now? The WNBA stands at a critical point. Will leadership change its priorities to better support its players, or will it continue to miss golden opportunities? The future of the league depends on whether it can align its actions with the demands of modern sports culture, putting players' well-being and the integrity of the game at the forefront. The time to act is now.